Blessed be the name of the Most High God, the God whose I am and the God whom I serve. Blessed be his holy name forever. In him moves everything that is. He is power. He is strength. He is knowledge. He's the creator and the Lord of the universe. And nothing is without him. It is in his name that I stand before you. The name of the Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Son of the living God. And I make these pronouncements by his power and in his name. And I thank him for this day. First of all, let me stand on all existing protocols, and let me just say that I cannot stand here without acknowledging my friend and brother, Governor Yahaya Bello, his beautiful wife, the Deputy Governor. I cannot stand here without mentioning and acknowledging my father, the Ooni of Ife, Kabiyesi. I cannot stand here without acknowledging the presence of my father and my father-in-law, the Ohinoi of Ibiraland, who is a father to me and whose niece is my first wife, Saratu Ata, and I'm so happy to see him here. I acknowledge the presence of so many people here, the Deputy Senate President, the Deputy Speaker of the House, Senator Grace Bent, CON, my dear sister, the Chief Judge, the Speaker of the House, so many. I'm sorry that I have to go back to this, but I cannot stand here without acknowledging these people. But let me just, and there are so many more. So my apologies to those I have not mentioned. I stand on all existing protocols, but let me just say a very brief word on the topic. And I understand that perhaps later tonight, this evening, we'll be saying a lot more. I stand here today, not just for myself. I bring greetings from 3 governors of the Federal Republic, which they have asked me to, mention to the governor of this state without fail. Governor Bello Matawale of Zamfara State, the governor of Bauchi State as well, and also the governor of Enugu State. They've all asked me to send their very best to you, to congratulate you and to commend you for your efforts, and of course on your birthday, Your Excellency. Now let me get to the point, the issue of insecurity in Nigeria and the role of the youth. Well, it is appropriate that this discussion is taking place, in this forum, in this state, and under the auspices of this great man. I really didn't know him too well until very recently. And having known him, it doesn't surprise me at all that despite the fire that is burning in various parts of our country, the northeast, the northwest, the southwest, the southeast, and in the middle belt, Kogi State has managed to do so well under him and has excelled. He has fought criminality, terrorism, banditry, and every evil that has plagued our nation head on and head first. And it takes a real man to do that. A man of courage, a man of strength, and a man that stands by his word, which sadly most of our politicians do not. But he's different. His base and his strength, and the reason why he's so successful, is because he is admired across regional, ethnic, religious, and party lines by people all over the country. They love him, they talk about him, they admire him, and he's courageous and loyal to his own. Some say to a fault, but I say that is a virtue and a blessing, which in many respects I share. Let me just touch on 2 very brief things before this discussion continues, then we can open it up. Very brief. How do I know all this about this man? Well, recently, this country was almost set on fire. Now, a lot of people don't like talking about this because they want to play down his achievements, because this really was his achievement. This country almost went up in fire, and he was contacted by Mr. President to put the fire out. And immediately he set to it. And what did he do? I know because I was part of it. He reached out to people across the country He reached out to my friend and brother, who, by the way, sent his very, very best as well. Your son, Kabiyesi Sunday Igboho, sent his best to the governor as well. He reached out to him. He reached out to the northern leaders and trade unions that had refused to supply food to the south. He reached out to people in the east, the west, the north, everywhere. He called them all, and he took a personal initiative, and he reached out to me. And I'll never forget the day I went into his sitting room. We had met a few times before, but I could see the passion in his eyes for this country. And he said, look, if we do not get this right, if this embargo is not lifted, if guarantees are not given for the people of the north to come to the south to sell their food in peace without being attacked and killed, if that guarantee is not given, that he has been told there will be repercussions in the north as well for southerners, and therefore we must resolve this issue. And that issue was resolved. He made a few calls, we made a few calls, involved some of the governors, some of the leaders, and all they kept saying, and I want you to listen to this very carefully because this goes to the kernel of what we're trying to do here. All of them, the northerners, the southwesterners, the easterners, all of them were saying one thing. If Yahaya Bello will give his word that there will be peace and we will not be killed, then we can go back to the drawing board, lift the ban, lift the embargo, work together and be one again. And that is exactly what happened on that day. I'm a living witness to that. I'll touch on one other one very quickly before I sit down. I was sitting with him some time back, and sadly, because this state is crime-free, I mean, you know, you don't have terrorists here. He knows what to do, and he does them, and he does it effectively. Personally, he does. He leads them into the war zone. But what I saw that day again amazed me and told me something about his leadership qualities. He was sitting there and he received a message that I believe a local government area chairman from his state and also a commissioner or something like that had been attacked. Sadly, I think somebody had been killed, somebody had been abducted by terrorists outside of Kogi State, because these things don't happen in Kogi, outside, and obviously they had been targeted. And he received this news and he was so cool and calm, strong resolve. And I said, well, this is terrible. And he said to me, don't worry, we shall get them, we shall look for them, we shall hunt them down, every single one of them, and we will get our people back. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks later, every single one of those terrorists was either dead or captured, and all those that had been abducted had been released. That is the measure of a man that the governor of this state is. And that is what we need at the national level in this country. And I hope and pray that Kogi will continue to appreciate him, continue to support him, continue to love him. And I'm telling you, this is a great man with a great future. And the insecurity that we see in our country, which threatens to tear us all apart, we can pretend as much as we like. He knows, and I know, and a few of us know just how bad it is. Every day, morning, day, and night, he's working. He's not just worried about Kogi. He works morning, day, and night. He talks to people from the east, from the south. I've seen it, I've witnessed it. And that is the measure of the governor that you have in this state. And I pray God that God uses him for Nigeria in the same way that God has used him for Kogi State. May God bless you all. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.